When we think of authors, we usually imagine grown-ups sitting at big desks thinking very hard. But at Books, we have made something really possible, which is young authors being able to publish their own books. You know, when we think of authors, every child here, every parent here, someone among us has a story inside them. At Books, we don't tell children, you're too young. We say, go ahead, write it, we believe in you. And when children are trusted like that, they don't just write stories, they surprise us, they make us emotional, inspirational, and they bring out a new shine. Now, before we meet our amazing young authors, I want to introduce someone who believed in this idea from the very beginning. Someone who asks a simple but powerful question of what if children could really publish their own books? And because of that question, more than 1.3 million books by children have been reached across the world. Please put your hands together and give a very warm welcome to Mr. Rahul Ranjan, co-founder and CEO of Books.
Am I audible? Great. Thank you so much for the warm introduction, Sagarika. And thank you so much for the amazing authors that we have and the parents who are with them. I've had this privilege of anchoring or being part of book festivals globally, be it Brooklyn Book Fest in New York or Barnes Children Lit Fest in London, Sharjah Book Fair which happens in UAE, or Asian Festival for Children's Content which happens in Singapore. One thing always stood out, which is the fact that the creative talent of Indian kids is probably, if I can do a comparison, which I should not, but the creative talent of Indian kids, Indian young authors exceeds that of authors globally. And that's what makes India really the center of creative and innovative development. So thank you so much. I would not really take a lot of time. I would love to see books being launched, the story of authors and their journey as authors being heard by all of us. So thank you so much again, and look forward to an amazing next 30 minutes. Thank you.
Now, please give a warm welcome to Sangamitra Kasana, our marketing and branding manager, who will bring these young authors' stories to life through personal conversations. Our first young author today, Rihanna Akasapu, a bright class 3 student from Loyal High Global School, Rajamundry, Andhra Pradesh. Can I please have you on stage? Rihanna's book, Julia's Journey to Goodness, is a beautiful reflection of a thoughtful and gentle mind. Through imaginative dream sequences, she explores important values like honesty, hard work, sharing and respecting food, showing us how even small lessons can lead to big growth. Please welcome Rihanna Akasapu as she shares her journey and reads from the book.
Hi Rihanna, how are you?
I'm great.
So when I first started reading Julia's Journey to Goodness, I felt like I was entering into a very simple and a very beautiful story. Okay, but very soon I realized that this is something that basically book wraps big lessons wrapped in a gentle book. So I want you to tell me what was your thought before you started writing this book.
I thought that if from dreams we can make a big future.
Okay, so I see that you have written a lot about teaching values in your book, okay? So, Rihanna, what made you think of teaching values through dreams in your story? Okay, so I'm asking that you have written a point where you are talking about teaching values in your book. So, can you tell me what was the story about and why have you chosen that as a part of dreams in your story?
To become hardworking and honest and kind.
Okay, so now let's talk about your character Julia. Okay, so I see Julia is a very curious, a very playful, and sometimes a girl who makes wrong choices, like many of us do. So, can you tell me about your character Julia a little bit?
Julia is very mischievous and first, then from dreams and life novels, she became very hardworking and honest and kind.
Okay, so Rihanna, do you think that Julia is a little like you or us or your friends in real life?
Yes,
Okay, so you think that Julia is like you in real life? Okay. So when Julia experiences these dreams and something changes inside her, okay? So which dream or lesson in your book that you have written is your favorite and why?
the orange sweets. The orange sweets. Because she takes her mom money, then she went to a store and buy so many sweets. Then she ate the sweets all day and got stomach.
So you're suggesting that we should not eat sweets?
Not too much.
Not too much? And why? Is this learning coming from your own life?
No,
Okay, so one thing that I really admired about your book is that it shows values through experiences and not rules. Okay? So, if you would want that children remember just one lesson from your book, what lesson do you think it should be?
when you lie, you get fear.
हाँ ये ऐसे थोड़ा प्लस कर दीजिए
Okay, would you want to read your book here? Yes? Okay, great. Yeah.
Introduction. This story is about a girl named Julia. At first, she makes many mistakes and behaves mischievously. But life teaches her important lessons through different incidents. Each experience helps her understand what is right and what is wrong.
Okay, what is your favorite page in your book? If you would want to read that page in front of everyone, which one is your favorite story or favorite page in your book?
Julia's big brave idea. One day, heavy rain caused a small river near Julia's town to rise quickly. People were scared as water started entering many houses. Children and elders did not know what to do. Julia noticed that the water was coming fast. From one side, she quickly rang the church bell and again to warn everyone. She also ran from street to street and told people to move to the school building on high school ground. Some elders followed her, and soon many families moved to a safe place because of Julia's quick thinking. Many lives were saved. The news reached the government. Julia was invited to Delhi, where the President of India gave her a bravery award. Julia folded her hands with respect and smiled. Moral: courage and quick thinking can change many lives.
Wow, that is so amazingly written. So, this feeling, knowing that what is right, that's what Julia's journey to goodness is all about, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Rihanna, apart from writing stories, I felt that you are very creative and very thoughtful. So, is there a value in this book that you try to follow in your own life?
I follow hard work.
Okay, that's amazing. So, Julia's journey to goodness reminds us that becoming better every day is the most important adventure of all. Rihanna, your story shows us that even young voices can teach powerful lessons with kindness and imagination. Let's give a round of applause to Rihanna Akasapu.
Please give a round of applause for Rihanna as we click a picture with her for the book.
Bro.
Our next young author is Savojus Rohit Tuni, an 8-year-old from class 3, 21K School, Bangalore. Can we please have you on stage? Savojus is a passionate storyteller with deep interest in technology and cyber safety. Through an exciting mystery, he teaches young readers about online risks, careless clicks, and the importance of staying safe on the internet. Please give a round of applause for our young author.
That's great. So, when I first started reading Gilded and the Dangerous Lake, I thought I was stepping into a fun adventure story. But I very quickly realized this book is also a mirror of the world we live in today. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so the story begins with something very ordinary, a child flying a kite, right?
Yeah.
And isn't that how most problems start? Very simply, but something that feels harmless. So the kite flies away, but in its place, Gennett finds a paper airplane with a strange message. Can you tell the audience what the strange message was?
Open me if you dare. That was a strange message.
Okay, so what makes this book even more impressive is that it's written by someone who understands children's curiosity from the inside. Please welcome Savojus Rohit Tuli, an 8-year-old storyteller and a cyber safety advocate. So, Savojus, what made you think of turning online safety into an adventure story instead of a serious lesson?
Because actually our map always teaches you like in adventurous way so that we can remember it even better. Now if you teach it in a lesson, it will not stay in your head for long. So that's why I wanted to make it an adventurous story.
Okay, that is so amazing. So let's talk about Gernot. So Gernot is a curious, adventurous child. Like most children, he loves discovering new things. So do you think Gernot is similar to you in real life?
Yes.
And in what ways?
Yes, because I love technology and I really want to keep kids safe from safe from cyber.
So, what do you think children usually feel like you when they see something very mysterious online?
So when there's something really mysterious online, you should like tell your guardian, teacher, or parent immediately. Otherwise, otherwise you can be hacked or trapped.
So, if children remember just one rule from your book while using the internet, what should it be?
They should be like not opening any random links, like like any unknown messenger send a message. You should not open that because they have lots of spam and codes which can hack your computer and can trap you.
Okay, so how many of you have seen a link that looked exciting but felt a bit strange? Okay, that's great. So, Sojus, when you were not writing stories about cyber adventures, I hear you are into drumming also. Am I right?
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a bit?
Yeah. So actually, when in drumming, I get some passion like lots of bass and all. And like in that bass, you can even make rock. You can make lots of genres as well, and keep changing beats.
Okay, that's amazing. If Gurneet wasn't solving cyber mysteries, what do you think he'd be doing for fun?
Can you repeat? So most likely he will be continuing trying his favorite kite, doing some stunts with this kite.
Okay, so if Gurneet was sitting right here at the New Delhi World Book Fair with us today, what warning would he give to children before they go online tonight?
Okay, so he would give a warning that do not open unknown messages from anybody, or do not open any unknown links which you don't yourself know and you're not sure about. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so Gurneet and the Dangerous Link reminds us that bravery isn't about clicking fast, it's about thinking smart, right?
Yes.
So Rohit would be reading his book for us.
26th page. We turn to 26. 026, we turn to 26th page. This is my top. They explain together that cyber criminals use fake websites, scary words, dares, and secret codes to trick people into opening dangerous websites to steal information, hypnotize minds, and control devices. Every device has an IP address, a digital home address, and that's how they track criminals. We need to be alert.
Okay, so just your book proves that even young writers can protect, educate, and inspire the world by one story at a time. Let's give a big round of applause to Soldiers Rohit.
Thank you. So we should all be like cyber safe. Otherwise, we can be trapped and all. So that's why. This is my main point about this book. You're welcome.
सर
Thank you so much, Savojis, for your amazing insights on cybersecurity. I would like to call the next author on stage, Aprati Singh, a 13-year-old student of Little Angel School. Her book, Lara's Jugnu, is a sensitive and poetic story about self-doubt, healing, and inner strength. Through the gentle symbol of firefly named Jugnu, Aprati reminds us that even the smallest light can guide us through difficult moments. Please give a round of applause.
So So, when I first picked up Lara's Jugnu, I thought it was just a gentle story about a girl and a firefly. But when I finished reading it, I realized it was really a story about feelings we don't always know how to talk about. About feeling lonely even when people are around. About trying very hard but still feeling like you are not enough. About wanting to be perfect and slowly forgetting how to be happy. Lara begins as a joyful child full of laughter and light, but as she grows up, life becomes heavier. She starts feeling pressure, she starts feeling invisible. A tiny Jugnu glowing softly in the darkness finds her and simply stays with her. This story reminded me that healing doesn't always come big in dramatic moments. Sometimes it comes quietly like a small light reminding us that we still matter.
So my book Lara's Jugnu is all about all those students who face daily academic pressures and social pressures. So through this book I want to convey a message to them that never stop working on your talent, because there is something inside you which is really unique and which makes you special and different from others. So never lose hope.
So, Aprati, what inspired you to write a story that talks so honestly about emotions like sadness, pressure, and self doubt for children?
So, actually, writing this story was a great experience for me because it itself taught me that hope always comes from within you, and you never have to take so much pressure on you, because even something you do daily gives you pressure. So, you need to balance your daily lives and never lose hope.
So let's talk about Lara for a moment. So Lara is disciplined, she is hardworking, and she wants to make her parents proud. Do you think many children feel this way sometimes, even if they never say it out loud?
Yes, of course, many children face it in their daily lives, because me myself as a teenager sometimes feel like her because of the study pressures and nowadays, and the competition also makes children take pressure on their minds.
So what do you think the Jugnu represents in your story?
The Jugnu in my story represents the inner light, and the small light, even a small little light, can light up your whole life and bring the hope which is hidden inside you.
So if children remember just one message from this book, what would you hope it would be?
If children take a message from this story, so like in the story of Lara, it is just a fiction. Not a single Jugnu is coming into your life, but of course the Jugnu represents her inner light, which she took, and of course there are some people in your life which give you hope, but you don't identify them. So my message to them is that never lose hope. There is something inside you which is really unique in you and makes you different and special from others. Just keep working hard.
So, if Jugnu was here with us right now, what do you think it would gently tell all the children sitting here who are feeling sad, stressed, or unsure about themselves in life?
If Jugnu would be here, he would only tell the children that keep working hard and work on your talent. Never take stress, and just the stress which you take gives a whole pressure on your mind. And so he would only say that identify and work on your talent.
So, this story taught me something very simple and very powerful. You do not need to shine the brightest, you only need to keep shining. Let's give her a big round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, dear parents.
the children, young authors for coming for this event. And more than that, thank you for believing in your expression of, stories, and continue to write meaningful, beautiful stories, because this is what the world needs now. New stories with new endings, with new hope. So I would like to thank the National Book Trust of India for giving us this platform to host this Authors Book Corner event. I want to thank all the parents for traveling with their kids in this cold weather and making it a success. I want to thank Mr. Amit Rod, our founder, and Mr. Rahul Ranjan for having such a beautiful vision to provide this platform of story writing for all our young children and generations. I would like to thank the entire team of Team Rebooks for their, continuous faith, hard work to make each and every event successful for our young authors. So thank you all. And before I end, I would like to talk about a few more stories, the authors who could not be here today. So I want to thank Sagarika also for, keeping the event tight. So we have three different authors from the three different leagues. The first book, the trip to Dubai, is by Rudra, and this book is about two brothers who go on an adventure to Dubai, and the journey is full of excitement and fun, but they also undergo certain chaos. So this is a fun-filled, adventurous story that I would want many of you to go and read. And Rudra is a excellent author. He's young and he's written a couple of stories on suspense and thriller. The next author is Elvina Sijoy. She's written a beautiful book called The Guardians of Etheria. And this story is about, it's more of a magical tale, and how she takes the responsibility of, entering to a magical forest where there is a lot of learning for her to, kind of meet with, and how she, the challenges that she meets during this entire travel in the forest. She is ready to learn new lessons, build friendship, and show courage. So another story that I would want to share by Abhiraj Sri, The Tale of Jackson and Elera. So Abhiraj is a very talented young author. He has more than 500 awards by his side, not just in writing, but otherwise in different kind of games and contests that he has been appearing in, and he is from Kolkata. So this book is that he's written is about about a guardian, and how they raise up the child, and then there's a tree, magical tree, mystic tree that he has to go and explore about. So the story is full of fantastic surprises. I would want some of you to at least read these stories. And the last book is from Suchamita Dasgupta. She won a jury award for the book The Pages in Between. Suchita is not only passionate about writing, but she is also a music lover. And her book is about child who comes from a wealthy family, and then his encounters with the political issues and how he's able to, build up his empire, learn new things about the politics, about life, and how to still have great lessons. So, it's all about, struggle between his intellectual knowing and the realities of life. Um, there's one more author who has won a jury, Gianna Narula. She has written a book called Star Adventures, and this story is about a young dreamer who imagines a universe and wants to be an astronaut. And then how she meets her only friend Pluto, and then how she goes on a space trip. The story is full of fun elements like having a cafe where it's a floating cafe with pancakes in it. Then discovering different galaxies. So I sometimes feel that how these kids have such wonderful ideas, out of the box ideas, that they're sharing their stories. And Gianna is only 8 years old, so that surprises me that how she was able to put all together, all that imagination together in a story. But wonderful story. We have Yatharth Singh, who wrote Erased in the Summer. And Yatharth is a 14-year-old boy, and he's from Sunbeam School, Mughalsarai. Yatharth writes poems and stories, and this particular book is about sudden disappearance of his friend, and how he's able to find information about her. And this book is full of suspense, and I really like that how how particularly he was able to give details about investigation being so young. So great authors with great stories, and I'm sure there are many more stories waiting for us to unveil. So thank you all.
I would like to call all the parents and young authors here for a group picture so that we can all remember this amazing moment.